So welcome to part 2 of the Globalstar sat phone review, and we are in the field today. And I was going to do this from my tent, but it's a beautiful day, so I came out to a little meadow. You always get better reception when you're in a meadow. One thing you have to do before you leave town, and I carry the phone in this plastic bag so it doesn't get wet in the rain in my pack, although it would have to get really wet in my pack for it to get wet because I have pack cover and everything. You go to the call times tool website, and you can print out about 4 days worth of call times, and this gives you the windows when you're expecting to have service. As we mentioned, we don't have service all the time with Globalstar. Did you hear that? We just went into service. I'm glad you heard that. That's a nice feature of the phone. You can set it up to go into service, and I have voicemail. I sent myself a voicemail, and so we'll go ahead and pick that up. It says new voice message, and in order to get my voicemail I have to write the instructions back here. It's star VM, and then I can do it. So we say OK, and we're going to say star and VM and send. You can see that we're connecting, and let's see if we have enough signal strength here to connect. Still connecting. We have pretty good bars there, so we ought to be able to connect. Yeah, we connected. So I enter my password, and then pound. One new voice message. I don't know if you heard that, but that was just the test message. So I skipped the I erased the message, and we went ahead and ended the call. But I wanted to say before we went into service that, and we just left service, so you heard it leave service. If you set it up like this and we're back in service, that was probably just me moving it around, it'll beep when you go in and out of service, which is nice. Now this time window is supposed to be let's see here, let me pull it up, Saturday 3 to 3:13 for 13 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, they just launched 6 more satellites, and I was wondering if we would be able to get better coverage with the new satellite launch, and already it seems like we are, because the last few times I've used the phone, we've had on the front end of the time window and the back end of the time window, it's been kind of spotty, but in the middle I've always been able to get off a good 2 or 3 minute call, which is plenty when you're just updating people at home or checking on things at home. That's plenty of time. And some of the windows go to 28 minutes. Some of them are very short 9-minute windows, and sometimes there's an hour and a half between windows. Now the call times tool, I knew just to open up and look for service at this time, but you can only print out about 4 days worth of call time. So if you're on a longer trip than that, you're going to have to leave it in standby mode and hope you pick up a signal. And I did a battery test where I left it in standby mode at home for a couple of hours a night for 4 or 5 nights straight, and still had good battery life. So leaving it in standby, wouldn't worry too much about that. It's not a big deal. You still have plenty of time to talk. It's when you're talking that you run the battery down. So as long as you're not leaving it in standby mode and trying to talk for long periods of time, you should be just fine. So I think as an emergency phone to carry with you, I really like it. It's nice and light, and I like the red color too, by the way, safety red. And I'm picking up a really nice signal right now, so that's nice. It's got a nice screen display, and I think we went through that on part 1 of this test. But it's a nice full function phone. It does have a data port if you wanted to connect a computer to it. I don't plan to ever use that. I might, if they ever, once the service comes full on, I might give it a try at home just to see how it works. But I don't actually have the cable connector at this time. So that's the report from the San Pedro Parks Wilderness on the Globalstar sat phone field review, and nice wide open meadow. So that certainly helps with the reception. So beautiful day. I don't know how we've escaped rain today so far, and it's easy to knock on wood in the forest. So definitely a safety device that I will carry with me. Hope you enjoyed part 2 of the review, and again, highly recommend this phone. I hope that when they go to full service, which hopefully is also at the end of the year, that they continue to cut those of us that stuck with them through this period a deal. I am a little concerned about the company. Their stock value plummeted, their CEO left. So I hope they can make it and don't go out of business, or if they do get bought out by another company, that we don't lose the relationship we've already established with Globalstar. So definitely keep an eye on the company, and you might want to check into it before you actually purchase the phone to make sure that they're still around, still doing business, and still have a good outlook. That's it from the field.